Cards on the table, hearts open wide. I'll read the signs from the other side. Loved ones reach through the stars to say their words are here, not far away. Step through the veil, don't be afraid. Their voices linger, their touch convey. Come for a reading, let truth arise. Hear the whispers from the other side.
This recording, I am doing in thermal imaging. I don't know, because I'm outside and just in case anything appears. Just kidding. No. So this recording is a personal read that I just got done doing for somebody. So I am not going to be saying their name and date of birth, but I am going to say enough to where I can post it and you can kind of see or get the gist of how I do my personal reads, for in case you're interested. No, what I was going to say is, what time is it? I can't even look. But it's late at night, and I have been working on this read for the last, 3-4 hours, and the entire time I was doing the reading, my house has been so loud and super active, and I can almost bet or guarantee that I'm going to get done with this recording, and there's not going to be any sound. I have come outside because it's quieter, and as I'm coming outside, people are wanting to ask me what I'm doing and where I'm going. Like, you guys saw me working on the read inside as much as I could without having to have it quiet, and now it's time to record. Nobody wants to be quiet while I record, then I'm leaving the room. I don't understand why the hell I have to be monitored 24/7. I'm telling you, it's getting so bad to the point where I think I'm actually going to give up doing these recordings and making this YouTube channel. I have a friend of mine who started out as being just a viewer of my channel, who is continuously trying to encourage me not to cancel this channel and not to give up on it, because she feels that my story is something that people want to hear and the work I do is legit. But it's getting to the point where I am constantly being asked to do something and not given my proper time or space to do what I need to do. So that's my rant. Okay. Sorry that I started it on your personal read. My bad. God, it's just so frustrating though. Okay. So, this is stupid because it's dark out. How am I supposed to read like this? How this is going to go is I'm going to start with the name breakdown, okay? And I'm going to go through your first, middle, and last name with the letters in order, okay? So, for your first name, the first letter we have is representing strength, spiritual nourishment, symbolizes concept of journey, justice, and judgment. It also symbolizes for new beginnings, energy, new energy, idealism, and strong relationships. The second letter symbolizes the universe, connection, creation, and consciousness, opportunity, oneness, and origin. The third letter represents serenity, spirituality, strength, and self. balanced wisdom, connection, sacrifice, and power. Your fourth letter stands for breath, life, grace, and spiritual cultivation. Your fifth letter stands for cosmic order, the Om, the inner growth, universal self, deeper meaning, something great. And the last letter is beginnings, unity, creation, alchemy, ascension, and the divine. So just in your first name, that lets me know that you are going to be somebody that has an aha moment and something clicks and really gets you into the discovery of yourself. And along that discovery is when you're going to get yourself in touch with spirituality, okay? Not only that, but you're going to really realize that you represent a person that is well-rounded, somebody who has been through many trials and tribulations, and you're nowhere near broken or nowhere near damaged like you personally think, okay? There is a lot here that is on your plate, yes, but for the most part, you are somebody that is going to be a testament to strength, to mental agility, to unity, to alchemy, and to oneness and inner growth, to reach your successful progress, okay? So now going to your middle name. I'm going to do my best not to rush this along, but it's dark out and I'm scared of the dark. Okay, for the middle name, your first letter, we have serenity, spirituality, strength, and self. The second letter, we have the universal creation, interconnectedness, and the connection of all things. We also have wholeness of consciousness, okay? Third letter, we have love, light, learning, lifting, and releasing, researching high for divine wisdom, inspiring others, representing a path of spiritual growth. So like I said, you're going to have that aha moment. There's going to be something that triggers you to get into researching, and you're going to realize that based off your experiences, the things that you're interested in, the things you've gone through, the way that you feel, the way that you view life, it all means something, and it's all leading to a greater purpose that you need to complete. I'm not going to read the fourth letter, we have the universal creation, interconnectedness. Okay, you have several letters that repeat, so I may not repeat them again. For the fifth letter, we have representing transformation with divine feminine, the mother, balance and protection, nurturing waters, and creative power. So this is going to tell you that your life, you have a damaged view of a feminine, okay? And what God is gearing up to do for you before your life ends is you are going to get in contact in a relationship with a divine feminine, so somebody who is already into spirituality, somebody who can help you shape and form a new vision of what a divine feminine is and what they embody. And essentially, this person will help lead you into your wholeness, your growth, okay? And it's based off of just having that stability and that nurturing there. For the last letter, we have north is your guidance. So north, in the north, northern states, whatever, facing the north, whatever you do, the direction and location has to be north for you. Okay. North is your guidance, your internal eternity, none, meaning north node or the north state or facing the north. Something about the north is always going to have you seeking to be the purest version of yourself, the best version of yourself. It says, and it's also going to give you the need for inner truth to guide yourself towards your spiritual goals. Okay, so the north is going to be like inspiring for you to go about this journey and do what you need to do on this journey. Okay, as for the last name, we have the first letter, eternal spiritual self, core consciousness beyond the human ego, unity, pure awareness. Okay, so you're somebody that is very aware. You're somebody that can tell when you meet people if they're right or not, if they're a bad person. You can probably most likely figure out people's intentions before it gets to an extreme point where you're possibly looking at trouble or danger. You bring serenity to people, okay? Even though you're seeking it yourself, there's something about you that brings it to them. You also bring them strength, okay? There is, in your last name, there is a sense of renewal, redemption, restoration, and revelation. So this is going to be weird, but how you told me you were given this name when you got here, right? Shit, my light went out. Think of it this way. You were given a second chance at staying alive, right? Or at your life at that age, right? Well, it's kind of funny, the name that was chosen, because in the last name, it's saying, God, this is why I hate this shit. Can't fucking see. Okay. So in the last name, it's saying renewal, redemption, restoration, and revelation. So in a sense, not only is your new name that you were given emphasizing that, but in the name itself is emphasizing that. So you have two signs right there. Literally, it's like putting a circle in a circle, you know what I mean? Like two signs literally intertwined, like the infinity sign, that are letting you know that no matter what you go through in this life, when you're ready to answer the call, when you're ready to take the step for change, you are going to have a renewal, a revelation, and a restoration, period. Okay. For we already did that letter. All these other letters are just repeating. I've already read the definitions of them before. So now you have 18 letters in your name altogether, right? And 18 represents life, completion, and transformation, okay? And with that, the message for number 18 says intuition is going to lead you to an end of a cycle. Reflection, spiritual growth, and transition into a new phase is what is waiting for you. But in order to do that, you have to have a moment with yourself to sit down and think about all your years up until now. What is the one thing that keeps being a holdback for you, a setback? And in that setback, what are the comparisons between every time you've had this setback? What is the common denominator? And that there is where your lesson is going to lie. That there is what you're going to need to make a change on in order for you to be able to end this cycle that you're going through and start something new. So all your letters, each letter has a number attached to it, a sum, right? And so when I added all those up, they came up to 1,174. So when I looked up the angel message for 1,174, I got the blend of new beginnings. So that tells me you have had to restart several times, okay? And it says, but they're experienced, which means they were necessary to your path. So you don't need to feel bad about how many times you've had to restart, because the experience behind it is very much necessary, okay? Spiritual insight. You may not be spiritual right now, but if you go back and look at your past all the way up to current, and you look at everything you've been through and all the setbacks you've had, is there a memory or a moment you can remember where you're like, that had to have been God? Or even though I went through this, I still came out okay, so maybe God did have my back. Or maybe the universe or the divine, whatever you want to call it, okay? There was an alternate force outside of your own that was there, that either cradled you, caught you, protected you, shielded you, cloaked you, or saved you, okay? Then it says, your insight is going to be the foundation and your stability that you can then build off of. So this reflection for you is very much needed, okay? It is very important that you sit down and take the time to reflect on these elements of your life. You know, ask yourself the who, what, when, where, why. Most important question is why? What was the lesson? What did I get out of it? Who should I have let go? Who should I have not been around? What lesson did I get out of them? What did I learn from them? What did I teach them? You know, a reflection like that is super important. When I go to a universal message on the 1174, it says, urging you to trust your inner wisdom and take practical steps. You're able to manifest, but you need to manifest spiritual goals, because your path is, like I said, whether or not you're spiritual, your path is very much deeply rooted with spiritual ties. It says, as your thoughts align, okay, as you do this review and your thoughts start to align and you start realizing that you've had protection through it all, you will then align your spirit with divine. And what will happen for that is you're going to start being given a fresh outlook and an abundance that you need in order to start and get your soul's purpose, okay? And the last universal message for you is, you receive signs daily to help you navigate situations and decisions, but you're moving too fast and you don't pay attention. Sometimes we notice that you do catch them, but you shrug them off. We need you to start taking us seriously. Okay, and it says, universal message is also saying that you're going to be getting some sort of message, whether through email, text, or a DM or some sort, but it's going to say something along the lines of about meeting at a party spot. Divine and your guardians, your team, they are actually asking you to say no to that, and they're asking you to start paying attention to every message you get that requests you to engage with somebody, and really ask yourself, is this something I need to put my energy towards, or should I and can I say no? Is this a requirement for me? Do I feel like I really need to go? They want you to start exercising your intuition with things. You've blocked the intuition out for so long that you can't tell what's intuition and what is your ego that is stepping in. So with 1174, when I add those numbers up, they come to number 13, okay? This is saying you're needing to overcome your rebellious side. You need to stop rebelling against your own intuition, as it leaves you in cycles of wandering, okay? And having to find your way. So you could be rebellious about, following a certain following a certain rule, and you later find out that rule you broke has you stranded downtown with no vehicle, and you have a curfew, that type of thing. So again, you want to keep your rebellious side in check while you're learning to exercise your intuition. The divine is wanting to step into your life and help you elevate your presence, so that you can start stepping into the promises that were made to you, for you to fulfill in this life. Okay, there is a promise, a promised land, and evidence of richness that is embedded in you. But between your fear and your rebellion, you're refusing to enter the promised land when you see signs of it being offered, okay? If you are able to kind of slow down a little bit, pay a little bit more attention to what's being asked of you, and exercising that intuition, you're going to see a change to your evolution. So you're needing to leave the past and everything that you know about your past in the past, okay? They are wanting you to really kind of create a new you. And the reason being is because there's a really good, bright, positive future and a new journey waiting for you that is waiting to be started. But you're needing to work on your personal framework before they gift that to you. And your personal framework has a lot to do with a behavior that you engage in that has to do with your past self. Now adding 13 up, okay, so from the letters 1174, we got 13. So now I'm going to add up 13, and 1 and 3 is 4. We're getting stability, order, which is something you don't like, hard work, I don't think you have a problem doing, and a strong foundation. So in order for you to move to the next step, you have to work on creating stability, giving yourself order to follow, work hard at it, okay, and creating a strong foundation for you to build off of. Now, your spirit guides are telling you need to build solid structures, focus on balance. Now, this is balancing your light and dark side, okay? As well as balancing your time, your energy, things like that. Duties spiritually versus human. So for me, I'm on year 3 of doing this, and I'm sorry, it's longer than that. I started this in 2018, 19, I'm like 7 years into this, but year 3 of like a little bit more of intense work. But I would say year 4 is when I completely dove into it, and it just became my life. There was no having to balance it from human responsibilities to my spiritual. It just one day meshed into one. But you're just now beginning, so you need to learn when you're going to spend time researching and looking into this, and looking into the type of person you want to be and what that entails, how you're going to get there, versus you being who you are right now when it's time to shut off who you are right now and hop over into your research into the spirit, your soul's journey. Okay, what needs to be done by you. And they also want to let you know you are highly protected in this process, okay? You are swarmed in, you are protected, you are guarded. And the reason why is because when you were born with biblical instructions that needed to be fulfilled before your life ended. Okay, we have your date of birth. Adding up every number in your date of birth, we come to 41. 41's message is hope after trial. No shit. Hope after trial. Says, like the biblical story where the rain stops after 40 days. Says you have a strong spiritual guidance looking to activate your protection. Several new beginnings are deserved, but have not been able to be handed out because you have not accepted this role. When I add up 41, 4 plus 1 is 5, and that is your life path, okay? The life path 5 is the adventurer, the freedom seeker, the deep need for independence, change, and new experiences, making you versatile, curious, adaptable, and prone to restlessness, inconsistency, and you hate routine and commitment. Okay, so that part you need to work on. Your strengths are the fact that you're adventurous, you are adaptable, you are resourceful, you are courageous, you are versatile, you are optimistic, you do communicate, okay, you're sensual, and you love freedom. Your weaknesses are you're impulsive, you're restless, you're inconsistent, you're irresponsible on some things, you're non-committal, you're thoughtless, and your core desire is to experience freedom and exploration. So Divine is saying right now that your ideal career is going to be journalism, sales, travel, or a technology, okay? Your biggest struggle is learning to commit and to find stability without sacrificing the essential need for adventure. You're also going to need to learn to control your impulsiveness, okay? So acting on a whim can lead to problems, so you'll need to develop some type of foresight so that you can foresee a problem coming and know when not to be impulsive, okay? What you do need to do right now is to develop self-discipline to manage impulsiveness. You need to find a career that offers change and autonomy, okay? It allows you to grow and to change and to experience different things. Communicate. Your need for freedom in relationships. When you, Divine says stay out of relationships right now. But if you do happen to get in one, you need to communicate from the jump that you are someone that likes independence and freedom, and if they don't give it to you, you're gonna have a problem committing, okay? Your ideal for partners, your ideal match for partners are going to be people that are on life path 1, 3, and 5. Your Western zodiac is Leo. Your Chinese is the Earth Dragon. And your goals for 2026 are going to be build solid foundations for you to start building off of, okay? Your true node is in Pisces, so those are going to be the people that you can be comfortable with, that you can be okay to open up with, and that will help generate your creativity and get your ideas going. Your projection of fortune is going to be whenever the moon is in Sagittarius, okay? Dates of transition for you, which means you're going to hit some type of change, whether it's good or bad. This is going to be January 31st, 12th of March, 22nd of March, 25th of March, 12th of July, and August 19th. And you're looking at October 12th through the 25th, and all of December. You're going to want to watch your back. So on the passed on loved one, when I told you I could connect with them, we did Michaela, okay? And I just want to let you know that I was able to connect to her. Now, she acknowledges that she misses you, and she also wants you to acknowledge that your nostalgia with her isn't so much connected to her, it's more connected to who you were at the time of knowing her. You're missing who you were and how you felt. And the reason why you miss that part of you is because you were actually in a healing stage then, and it felt like you were healing and you were finally able to trust someone and open up emotionally and know that your emotions were safe, okay? And that was probably your first time getting to heal, so it's your most memorable, okay? It also showed me a vision of you sitting shoreline holding a shell or a stone and reminiscing. So this meant that you're holding on to the memory of when times were easier before you were thrusted into an awakening of secrets, or losing yourself. You no longer want to be where you're at right now. Just to let you know, it did confirm that your psyche has already begun its long process of letting go of that loss with Michaela, but your heart just hasn't caught up yet. And in that process of letting her go in that loss, you're going to let go of that version of you too. So just give it time, it will get there. The next message that this young lady gave, it says, you're afraid that what you had with them is the only time you'll feel that way again. It says the attachment is to the kind of rare love that you guys shared. Your soul is ready to move forward into something new. Stop allowing the emotions to linger behind. Then it says you're not losing love, you're outgrowing a chapter that you outgrew a long time ago. You can't let go, or it says you can let go. It's okay. So she's giving you permission, okay? It says there is a scene of two people sitting back to back, leaning into each other. That's what I was shown, and that could have been something that you and her used to do a lot when hanging out or when having deep conversations. It says what made the relationship rare was not intensity, passion, drama, or obsession. It was mutual emotional safety without pressure. And I don't believe you have really been able to feel that since then. This says she is giving you permission to be human without performing, okay? You're needing somebody to do the same back to you if you're looking for a partner. This person needs to have you feel like there's permission to be yourself, that you don't have to be performing an act or an altar throughout the time. You also need a sense of I don't have to fix myself before I'm allowed to be there. There was also a low demand and high acceptance between you two, so that is also something you need. A partner that is not going to demand much but is going to accept majority of you. Neither one of you were trying to be each other's light. You just happen to share the same light, meaning you guys happen to have this bond, this major traumatic bond that you were able to share, identify with, and click with. And you kind of helped each other both on that healing journey in a sense, right? Now it says, this is a moment when your soul was in active healing state, able to trust someone, emotional, as opposed to the years before. So I already went over that one with you. My hands are so frozen I can't turn the pages. Okay. I have so many notes. I just did a lot. Oh my god, I can't. My hands are frozen. Okay. So the final message from Michaela says, what we had was real and it was enough. You don't need to keep holding me in that moment between us. So the moment won't disappear. It has already existed and it can't be undone, okay? She sees you trying to apologize to her internally. And this is what she says. There is nothing you need to make right with me. Stop carrying the weight about me. Nothing was owed and nothing was wrong with us, okay? It says, we weren't meant to be each other's forever, just each other's doorway, and you did great at that. Alright. We have the ancestral contact that I tried to do. So, I already told you that I was not able to contact any blood-to-blood relatives. But there are 3 protectors, guardians that came forward. One is showing a child sitting on a staircase, waiting for footsteps that never came. I don't know if you experienced that as a child or if you remember that memory. But your soul has internalized a protector because no one else was there to do it. You learned self-reliance young. You don't ask for help often, and you often appear calm to others, but you carry a very quiet grief. On your spiritual team, like I said, there's 3 presents, okay? The first one is a mentor. This is an older man. He appears to me as a figure that would be a teacher or a guide or something from like the Boys and Girls Club type thing. And I got the "You're Doing Okay, Son" from this one. The second one is a gentle feminine, not motherly exactly, but was gentle, okay? This one is further back in the appearance, which shows that you possibly have never met this woman, but she is, she wants to consider herself family, so maybe family friend. I'm showing on the maternal side. So this would have been like a family friend of your mom, real good family friend. Somebody that you may have felt more comfortable around than any other person, okay? Then I show a peer. So this is going to be someone your age. This is going to be a friend of yours that has passed away, and they're around you, and their message is, you're not crazy for what you feel. That's what it says. I then got them all three. They came together in a line, okay? And they stepped forward and they said, your path is not held by lineage. It's been that way for generations. It's about forming a chosen family, because it's not because you were unlovable. It's because the ones that had you were incapable of genuinely giving you the love you deserved, is what they said. Okay. God, I'm freezing. This says, you're not behind, you're not broken. This is still coming from these three people, okay? They said you simply started without a map. And then it says, your life is not empty, you just haven't decided to claim what you want to make it. Says you're not missing something. One of them says that you keep feeling like you've missed something to complete, and that's why your life is this way. No, you're not missing something. Says you're standing in something that hasn't been built yet. You're standing right in it. You're just choosing not to build. Says, and that is power. You being able to stand in an area where you can still build is power. It's not deficit, it's power. Okay? And it says, you're somebody that does not need fixing. You do not need saving. You do not need explaining. What you need is for someone to choose you without you needing to be chose. Okay? So without the person feeling like you need to be chose, you want them to choose you because they want to choose you. The other one is, you want to be welcomed without being evaluated. And the other one is included without being questioned. Okay. So here we have your last message from all of them coming in, okay? This says, abandonment is not the verdict on your worth. It says, abandonment is not the verdict on your worth. Now, they say your trauma is severe betrayal, identity collapse, injury to trust, feeling lost, and unjust confinement. Now, the friend on your team, okay, the one that's the same age as you, this says, what happened to you was wrong, unjust, and abusive. You didn't deserve it. The young woman on your team, the mother-like but not motherly, she says she's encouraging you to journal and encourages you to get a DNA test and possibly have 23andMe and Ancestry is what she says. The male mentor figure says, imagine your future in small increments until you have fulfilled the picture, and then create the next image and fulfill that one, and keep going until it creates the one big picture. Okay, this last one says they want you to let go of the version you stopped being before you were incarcerated, okay? And it says your team wants you to create a new version of yourself. So this tells me that they feel that you are I wouldn't say stunted in growth. I would say you're more reverting back to who you knew you were when you got released, because incarceration is like a lapse of time in a sense, right? Your team is wanting you to create a new you, like seriously put thought into the person you want to be and then start to become it. This says remove yourself from your nervous system trap. Okay, you're in a nervous system trap. It says of drugs, sex, alcohol, these things are triggered by your safety and security. If you create a safety environment and you don't engage in those things, it's not created, it won't put you into the nervous system trap, and then you won't encounter problems with justice, right? They say if you focus on stabilizing your nervous system, process your betrayal and the incarceration trauma that you endured, rebuild trust in yourself before you do with any other people. Okay? Look at that smoke over there. Just creepy out here. That smoke. Okay, says you have an ability to understand people deeply, and you have survived things that would have broken and destroyed others. Because you're still here, that means there is something meaningful waiting for you. Okay, they also want you to know that there's a part of you that is deeper than all of the chaos that you engage in. And they want you to discover the deeper side of you and what that deeper side wants. Says your life hasn't had a safe chance to begin yet, but it's coming. Okay, so I was instructed to tell you to, on YouTube, you can do this, to listen to 528 HRZ binaural beats. Reason being is because it will help you process and process and release the trauma that has been built up in your mind and body. Okay, anyways. Your first name, the meaning is Yahweh is salvation. Your middle name, the meaning is peaceful one. Your last name is rebellious one who struggles with God and his angels. You have struggled with humans and have struggled with God, but you have also overcome it. Okay? And I was told to tell you to read Genesis 32, 28, 29, and Amos 6, 12, 7. And you can put that in the computer. Online, it'll give you the verse. It says your continuous journey of questioning, struggling, and searching for justice and engaging with the divine. You're not doing this by blind faith, but experienced faith. And the struggle is not your identity, but what led you to find your identity. Okay. Now to tarot. So, your universal cards are messages. You are getting messages from the universe on a daily. Okay? You need to figure out, do research, whatever, of how these messages are coming to you, how you're seeing them, but you need to start watching for them. You need to realize the strength within you. Okay? And you need to understand that your destiny is going to come, but you need patience. Okay? And you need patience with yourself. And the reason why is because your destiny is connected to a friendship that is going to bring enlightenment, okay? And it's going to teach you to care, nurture, and change for yourself. Your angel message. 2 of Gabriel. Make bold, ambitious choices. Great progress and important relationships are coming. 3 of Gabriel. Prosperity with wise planning. Make optimistic plans for your next step. 6 of Michael. Light at the end of the tunnel. Breathe. Sigh of relief. Make new plans. Everything is about putting together a new plan. So whatever plan you have right now, they are telling you it is a no-go. Okay? You need to make a new plan. And it's going from 2, 3 to 6. So you've got a forward momentum going. Okay? The energy or the willpower or determination, whatever it is about you, has enough strength behind it to give you a forward momentum. But they're saying that whatever you're planning in the back of your head, whatever you're scheming on, whatever shortcut you're trying to take, it is a no-go. Okay. The dragon cards that I pulled. We have the moon dancer. There's someone on your path that can help you incubate your dreams. They can help guide you through the dark night. They can bring luminosity to the unknown, unseen, and unharmed. Okay, so you have a guide or a teacher in the flesh that can help you, is what they're saying. The shadow. Equal light as your shadow. So it's saying don't forget about your shadow, okay? Yes, you're going to do shadow work, and that is just to get to know your shadow, know why it's there, know what it does, know how it affects you so that you can know when to use it, okay? But you don't get rid of your shadow side. You need that shadow side. It says you're going to work on not projecting it onto others and realizing when they project onto you, so that you don't abandon yourself and including your own darkness. Number 1 important thing right now is learning to take accountability. That is what is going to help you unlock your true power. Then we have the fairy tale. It says, if you want your children to be intelligent, read them fairy tales. Now is the time to sink into your own imagination and create your own fairy tale. Okay, so for the oracle, the ram came out, okay? The ram grew its horns and fought its way through the fire outsiders started, okay? Through it all, your heart chakra has remained intact. The oracle wants you to take all that fire that was started outside of you that you walked through successfully, and wants you to pull it inward and alchemize it and use it to consume your enemy, okay? To create the life you want and to consume all that is against you. Now, how you do that is you pull it inward, but you have to be careful and not allow it to take over your entire body and destroy you from the inside out. In order to do that, you need to clear what is going on with your sacral chakra. And sacral chakra is deep-rooted family issues. So you have to work through the resentment, the emotional, the emotional trauma, the hurt feelings, the negativity of anything that is rooted with your family roots. You have to be able to talk about it and get it out so that when it gets thrown in your face at some point, it's not going to bother you. Also, that is your way of getting it out of your mind and out of your body so that you can make room for this new fire that you're going to internalize and alchemize so that you can fucking build your life and have ammunition to blow motherfuckers out the way when they start causing problems you don't need and problems you don't want. You ain't even got to deal with it. Your foresight that they're telling you to get is going to say, hey, in about a month, you're going to see this shit fall down. You're going to say, no, I'm not. And you're going to reach deep inside. You're going to grab that fire that you done fucking internalized. And you're going to blow the motherfuckers out the water. You're going to beat them to the punch. Ow. On whatever scheme they're pulling before they can pull it on you. Okay? And in order to do that, that's going to require you to have a sharp mind. You're going to have to keep your mental strong. You're going to have to keep your body healthy. And you're going to have to realize when it's time not to have certain certain friendships or certain encounters with people. Okay? So that is the first half of your read. I could go on and on and on and on with that. There's so much info about you, it's not even funny. But if you want any information on how to get guidance on some of this or how to start some of the research, just let me know. I can help you. And if you are somebody that is just watching this read and you're interested in how I did this, go on ahead and hit me up. I can give you a free personal read as well. My email is in the description box. Thank you.